The final day of media availability ahead of Sunday's Super Bowl. 2 more practices getting underway today and tomorrow for Kansas City. A lot of the guys on the team saying the nerves are starting to settle in. Rachel, we are counting down the hours to Sunday's kickoff. 3:30 here local time on Sunday, the Chiefs and the 49ers. We are outside Allegiant Stadium where that is going to be the scene. Their opponent, a familiar one from a few years ago, the San Francisco 49ers. And all that stands between the Chiefs and a 3rd Super Bowl win in the Patrick Mahomes era and cementing their status as a modern dynasty is a win on Sunday. A lot of talk here at Big 12 Media Days in Las Vegas about the great running backs in this conference. Coach Kleiman said that when he had you on a visit on campus that he told you were going to be the face of the program one day. That moment's now here. Take me back to that moment when he said that. What did that mean to you? Opening day of conference play in the toughest league in America, and the game of the day taking place in Allen Fieldhouse. Number 2 KU welcomes in 11-2 TCU. If Buffalo wins, as they are favored to do right now, Miami will come to Arrowhead. And if it comes down to a tie, the first in the NFL this year, Buffalo will come to Kansas City. The Chiefs have played every single game under Patrick Mahomes, either in Arrowhead Stadium or in a Super Bowl venue. Well, Jerry Sneed called it the best birthday ever. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, he called it lit. Well, whatever you call it, the Chiefs' 27-24 victory over the Buffalo Bills here in Orchard Park now has them 1 win away from being called AFC champions yet again. Even prior to today's game, here on the sidelines and up in the press box, I had people coming up to me and asking, Brandon, do we really think that the Chiefs have a chance in this game? You guys know that I picked the Chiefs to win this game. And those questions were still coming up even after we've seen a month of pretty good football by this Chiefs offense. The Kansas State Wildcats getting ready for a tough stretch. 4 top 100 teams in Ken Palm coming up, beginning with Villanova, ending with Wichita State to round out the month of December. The Tigers came to Wichita, won 88-84, that in overtime. Now it's the Shockers' turn to make the trek across the state line to Columbia, Missouri. The Kansas State Wildcats with maybe their biggest home non-conference game in a decade. Kansas State welcomes in Villanova. Zion tells me that when he comes to Wichita State, personal goals are team goals. All he wants to do as a Shocker is add to this trophy case. A game 31 years in the making. That is exactly what we get right behind me here tomorrow afternoon in Kansas City, Missouri. So if you're like me, you probably grew up around a skating rink. I know I did all throughout my youth, but never quite to this extent with Wicked City Roller Derby.
Absolutely.
When you show up to Pitt State tailgates and they bring out the cornhole sets, well, I mean, are you a hit? How do people respond?
Well, spin it right there, and you aim with your hand towards the target. Yeah, like you're punching the guy you're about to hit, you know? All right. But from a ways away. There you go, look at that. We got a nice spin on that. That was pretty good, man.
First, I'm gonna push it here. Wait. Oh, nice, you got it. That was good on the first try, too.
Are you nervous to go on that field in front of 100,000 people?
Heck yeah.
Derby fans will forever remember this moment. Jack Olwelling's shot in the 4th overtime to send the Panthers to state a year ago. Derby will not get that chance this season. But for Jack, every night is a championship because he once believed he would never pick up a basketball again.
Everyone hates running until you can't run anymore. I'm thankful to run these lines. I'm thankful to do everything because you never know when's your last play.
Basketball has always been number 1 for Jack Olwelling.
I came in, I helped out with one of the first camps, and there was Jack in a Golden State Warriors Stephen Curry's jersey.
He was always out shooting hoops with our neighbor boy. I mean, you could hear basketball bouncing, gosh, from morning till night.
But it was here at Derby North Middle School where Jack's basketball career and life would forever change.
7th grade, he was really good, and in 8th grade, he was my team captain.
But just months before he was set to join Derby High, his career was brought to a halt.
Late April.
I got a text.
Something happened in PE.
Playing basketball, took an awkward fall.
I needed to come pick him up.
And we were just like, whoa, we didn't know what was going on.
I kept thinking, okay, he fell. It's fine. They wheeled him out in a wheelchair, and when he got out of the wheelchair, he could not stand on his own, and I knew something was wrong.
Jack suffered a traumatic hip injury and was rushed into surgery within hours, placing 4 screws into his right hip. His prognosis: a 1% chance to play basketball again.
Just the type of injury it was. They'd never seen it before, especially as a young kid like me.
Just in what jeopardy his career was at that point. So, we were all hoping and praying that he could make it through it.
We knew that this was going to be a big hill to climb.
Non-weight bearing for 3 months, without running for more than 6 months. but he still kept a basketball in his hands.
In a wheelchair outside and put a basketball in his hand and just had him shoot from a seated position. He still bounced a basketball and shot and shot and shot. He would shoot all the time.
As a Derby freshman, he returned.
By the time he came in as a freshman, you would have never noticed.
It was crazy, you know. I didn't know how to think.
It's emotional every time he takes the floor. There you go! Out of way! It's hard to watch every charge he takes or every fall, but I know he'll get back up because he's Jack.
Fast forward to his sophomore year, the sub-state championship game, the moment of a lifetime. In quadruple overtime, a buzzer-beating 3 to send the Panthers to state.
I started tearing up.
Honestly, there's nobody I would have rather had do it.
This is everything he worked for, everything he deserved.
It's now been 3 years since a life-altering injury, and he's a starter for the Panthers with goals of playing in college and forever inspiring others.
I knew I would play again.
That says a lot about that kid. He sticks with it and he works his butt off.
You can take it as, all right, I'm gonna just sit here and, you know, feel bad for myself, or you're gonna watch basketball, you're gonna do stuff, so when you come back, you're ready for it.
He's like, I'm not gonna let this defeat me.
I wanted to prove people wrong, and I knew I could. I believed in myself, and the people around me did.
I never once thought that when he was down, he was out. I never thought that, because you can't ever count Jack out, for sure.
KJ Adams Jr. went from playing about 3 minutes a game last year to 30 minutes a game this year. He scored 38 points all of last season. This year, he's the Big 12's most improved player. KJ and the Jayhawks in their defense of a national title have gone through some tough times, but it doesn't pale in comparison to the fight of his biggest fan.
I know she's going to beat this. She's done it before, she's going to do it again. And however more times it takes, she's going to get through it.
She's just that strong?
Very strong.
Nothing means more to KJ Adams than to see his family by his side.
It means everything. It means everything to see my dad, my mom, and especially my nephew out there.
As he warms up for games, I can see him do the side eye to look to see if we're in the stands, and I know our presence is important.
And you may not know it, but just being there is where Yvonne Adams shows her true strength.
There was a growth in my bladder.
It started in August of 2021, KJ leaving Austin, Texas for his freshman year at KU.
He looked at me dead in my face and said, "Do you want to call your husband?" And I said, why? Why would I need to call my husband? You know, we just gonna, you know, we took the growth out, everything's fine. He said, "I'm sorry to say, Miss Adams, but it's cancer."
She underwent chemotherapy while traveling to watch KJ before getting the all clear months later and going on to see her boy become a national champ.
Driving with my family to New Orleans, I couldn't have imagined anything better.
The family didn't know it then, but Yvonne's fight wasn't over. She soon began to feel pain again.
The nurse practitioner called and said, "We figured out the source of your pain."
The cancer had returned in stage 4.
And I just told them, "It's back. My cancer's back."
It doesn't feel fair, you know, like you fight so hard and then it comes back.
He looked at me there square in the face and said, "But you're gonna beat this, Mom." I said, "Okay, we're gonna fight. That's all we can do."
The second diagnosis has hit much harder, causing her to lose hair and taking a toll on her physically.
Letting her know how much she means to me. She's my world, my rock, so just letting her know that it goes a long way for her.
I think that it has helped him to see the struggle, so he calls more frequently.
We're pretty lucky, right? Because not every kid has a relationship like that with their mom.
That means I know that he cares more than it comes out that he cares, but I know that he cares a lot more.
Now, as KJ fights for another national championship, he does so fighting an even bigger battle alongside his entire family.
She's probably the strongest person I've ever met in my life. You realize how important life is.
She's very strong, and that's kind of helping me grow up, because seeing her like this makes me want to be more like her and how strong she is.
She comes from a strong mother, and so I've seen that strength throughout the generations.
I try not to show it, if I'm being honest. The fear is there, but our faith is stronger than the fear.
I knew she was a strong woman, just how strong she was. It's coming to light.
I make sure I go in her room, give her a kiss, and just say I love her before I start my day. That's important to me to do.
Whatever the celebration is, we're going to be there. However many of those that we have left, I'm going to be there.
Yvonne Adams is battling stage 4 metastatic bladder cancer. She attends chemo on Thursdays or Fridays, depending on the schedule for traveling for KJ's games. And if the Jayhawks are able to advance to the Sweet 16, she plans to be there along the way.
Kelly Bringle can do it all.
Basketball, volleyball, backstroke, freestyle, cheerleading.
And she wins a lot.
I'm so proud of them. I love them. They're my babies.
Why are you so good at that?
Because I want medals and ribbons.
So you're fast.
I'm just like Tyreek Hill. I'm a cheetah.
And the tough part about it is neither one of us are athletic.
Kelly has competed in Special Olympics since she attended Hutchinson High School.
20 years.
Wow.
That's a long time.
Thank you.
Early on, we were told some things about her when she was first born. Kelly was born with Downs, and we were able to get into a community of people that were very accepting of that, understood that. And I think that helped us to understand that she had possibilities that we maybe had not looked at. And Special Olympics just really opened up that door and let us explore all those kind of possibilities.
But she's become more than an athlete.
To be happy and smiled a lot. Hi, everybody.
Named the state's most inspirational athlete.
So we will be cheering, and she cheers as loudly for everyone else as she does for herself.
Even going into the Special Olympics Kansas Hall of Fame.
Seeing Kelly blossom and come out of her shell and be more forthcoming and more athletic and active has just been a wonderful blessing.
And it's brought the Bringle family more than any medal ever could.
When you look at your little girl, who is a grown woman now, and she is doing the things that she wants to do, and she's running down the track or throwing a shot put, just to be able to see that interaction and know that that's happening, there's not enough room in my chest for this heart. And my hat doesn't fit anymore either.
And now it will take Kelly somewhere she never thought she'd go, to the Big 12 championship game, as the Big 12 Special Olympics Female Athlete of the Year, set to be honored on the field and treated for the weekend of a lifetime.
Are you nervous to go on that field in front of 100,000 people?
Heck yeah. Special Olympics Athlete of the Year, Female Athlete of the Year. It's unbelievable. It's spellbinding. It's wonderful.
And then it's back to doing what she loves.
Having a lot of fun. And my families and friends, and love doing it.
I can't even find words to explain what that means to us, what she has accomplished, what she has shown other people that can be accomplished. It's just great.
In Hutchinson, Brandon Zenner, 12 News.